Do you think helping others is always right? Ancient Tibetan wisdom warns us every action, even the kindest one, has its price. We've been taught that kindness is the path to harmony, but no one told us about the dangers hiding behind it, dangers that can ruin your life. You may not realize how helping others can turn you into a victim, draining your energy, time, and strength. Today, we'll uncover the hidden side of helping others that will change your perspective on good deeds and show you how to find a balance between kindness and self-care. Reason 1. Helping others can harm your health. What if helping others destroys you from within? The desire to be helpful often comes at the cost of exhaustion, pain, and even serious health problems. Helen's story. Helen, an energetic 70-year-old, always believed it was her duty to help her family. When her daughter asked her to come to the summer house to help with planting, Helen, despite feeling unwell, agreed. At first, the work seemed manageable, pulling weeds and cleaning up. But as the day went on, heavier tasks followed, such as digging holes and carrying buckets of water. By the end of the day, her body ached, but Helen kept smiling to hide her exhaustion. That night, she couldn't sleep due to severe back pain. The next morning, she could barely get out of bed and was later hospitalized with muscle strain and a pinched nerve. The doctor sternly warned her, "At your age, you shouldn't be lifting heavy buckets or digging." Takeaway: helping loved ones shouldn't come at the expense of your health. Your health is your most valuable resource. Reason 2. People can take advantage of your kindness. Helping loved ones is natural, but when kindness becomes an obligation, it can lead to burnout. Mary's story. Mary always prided herself on being useful to her family. She babysat her grandchildren, cooked dinners, and even went grocery shopping. Over time, her family's requests became more frequent, and her help started being taken for granted. One day, Mary suggested her daughter hire a nanny. The response was cold. "Mom, you've always done everything for us. Why not now?" Mary realized her kindness had turned into an obligation. She began setting boundaries, finding time for herself, and rediscovering her own passions, like dance classes and meeting friends. Takeaway: if you're always available, people might start seeing your help as a given. Helping should never harm your well-being or inner balance. Reason 3. Excessive help turns you into a convenient resource. Your kindness isn't always appreciated, and some may use it to their advantage. Anna's story. When Anna's friend Irene asked to stay with her for a couple of weeks, she happily agreed. However, those 2 weeks turned into 2 months. Irene started acting as if Anna's house was her own, even criticizing Anna's belongings. When Anna suggested it was time for Irene to move out, she was met with a cold response. "You invited me. No one asked you to." Takeaway: your time and space belong to you. Don't let people turn your kindness into a tool for their convenience. Reason 4. Helping prevents others from learning important lessons. Are you sure your help is doing good and not harm? Sometimes helping deprives others of the chance to become independent. John's story. John, a retired man, always helped his youngest son, David, who was constantly in trouble. From paying off debts to resolving legal issues, John took on all of David's problems. One day, John refused to help again, explaining that he couldn't do it anymore. David responded, "Why are you abandoning me now?" John realized that his constant support hadn't strengthened his son, but had made him more dependent. Takeaway: the best way to help is to let someone face their challenges and grow. Overprotectiveness can hinder independence and growth. Reason 5. Helping can violate your personal boundaries. When kindness becomes a duty, you lose yourself. Eleanor's story. Eleanor, a retired woman, loved baking and often shared her creations with neighbors. Over time, they began asking her to bake for every occasion. One day Eleanor refused, and a neighbor exclaimed, "You've always done it. Why stop now?" Eleanor realized her kindness had become an unspoken obligation, robbing her of the joy she once found in baking. Takeaway: protecting your boundaries isn't selfish, it's a sign of self-respect. Kindness should never feel like a burden. Conclusion: helping others is a noble act, but it should never come at the cost of your well-being. Learn to say no when necessary. Self-care is not selfish, it's a sign of wisdom. Reflect on your own experience. Has your kindness ever turned into a habit that deprives others of responsibility? If you found this video helpful, share it with your friends and loved ones. It might help them see the act of helping others from a new perspective.